engaging celebrity interviews, exciting updates from Christian filmmakers, movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely, and so much more here on Faith on Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Welcome to Faith on Film, coming to you today from the Cinemark Studios here in Plano, Texas. Holly, this is so exciting. Normally you are, I don't know, somewhere's out there in Weatherford. I am in down south Texas, but we get to be together today.
Well, I grew up and went to school in Plano. I went to
Look at that. So you're home.
So I've been at this theater many, many times when I was younger, and it's like,
wow.
And it's the black carpet for the movie Multiplied, by the way, which I go, you guys know. But this is exciting. We've had some great interviews. We're going to have some great interviews coming up on the black carpet.
The black carpet, yeah.
I keep saying red carpet, but it's black carpet. But this is fun, isn't it?
It is.
Be at this event.
I always have loved the excitement of being in a red carpet or black carpet event, as opposed to just being in my own little studio at home and you being in yours. So yeah, I'm really thrilled about today.
We are here because of Amber Butaud and Jake Friels and others who get Chris Worthington, who's the director of this film. And it's exciting to hear what this movie's about. And really, I think when we're going to do a show on the whole show, do some interviews, and then show some clips. Once people get a chance to see this movie, it's life-changing, folks. It is life-changing.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, before you get going with all these carpet interviews, let's take a look at the trailer.
It all started at the beginning. I guess like any story does. Right here. On YouTube, when I came across several 480p videos of 3.4, 1.6, 1.8 million person crowds that I really liked a lot, because they were all gathering for one reason: Jesus. And I thought to myself, how have I never heard of this before? So after doing some more research and reading articles claiming that these crowds were fake, I got a plane ticket and went to see for myself, and discovered a whole world that the media isn't covering. But if you don't believe me, come and see for yourself.
Okay, with me is a friend who I've interviewed before. We've had her on Faith on Film, Amber. She is amazing. She is the executive producer of this phenomenal documentary, and we are excited that she invited us here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us. We are just, it's red carpet day, right?
It's red carpet day.
Or black carpet day, it's just super exciting.
And it's exciting to see it go from the beginning to all the way to the fruition to end.
Yeah.
This has been a project that's been several years in the making, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Chris has been working on this for over 4 years. And then Chris and I got together, and then it's been over a year that we've been trying to get it finished and brought to market.
Now, is this your first film to executive produce?
First film to executive produce, second film to produce.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your other film?
The Life of Me, which is also crazy, being dropped right now as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Now, where can we see
that? And that
one?
was 2 years ago that we filmed it, actually.
Yeah.
And it's just rolling out now. So that is Up TV's first original film.
Up TV?
Feature. Yeah.
Well, good girl.
Yeah.
You are rolling going, aren't you?
Well,
Oh my gosh. Why did you decide to executive produce Multiply? What was it about this project with others? Because clearly you've done another one in the meantime too.
Yeah. Well, owning the studio, our whole mission is to bring about things that are inspirational and good and uplifting and positive and excellent. And the first I remember getting this pitched to me, and I was like, yeah, okay, let me see it, and I clicked it on, and like the first 5 minutes, I was like, pause. What is this? What is this? I mean, it is so good. It's so different. It's so fresh. It's fun. It's, funny. It's just great. And I was like, yeah, I'm in.
By the way, she's For the One. Their studio she's talking about is For the One.
Yes.
Who is bringing this to here. Today, with Chosen, people are seeing on The Chosen, Jesus heal people.
Yeah.
Miracles happen.
Yeah.
And they're getting used to that idea. People who've never seen that before. I think people who see this, if this isn't going to look so freaky, it's going to be like, oh, okay, that's how it looks, right?
Yeah, and it's, such a great message message that it's really not about one person, but it's about all of us. Like, how can all of us be the good and the light in this world? How can all of us, here at the studio, we have this saying that we believe in the ripple effect, that if I have kindness and I give kindness away to you, Holly, then you're able to give that kindness away, and then you're able to give that to somebody else, and they can give it to somebody else, and eventually we could actually cause a ripple that could change the world for good. And we hope that this film is one of those films that inspires you and invokes good into you, so that then you turn around and want to multiply.
Especially for that younger generation that needs this kind of message, that needs this kind of, to see there are miracles today. And we are in times, the end times, I believe, where you're going to see these things happen. And so it shouldn't be so shocking and surprising.
No, right. And it's really not that difficult. We make it, I think, sometimes harder than it really is. It's really a simple thing to do, to be kind and spread the gospel. And, you know, I say all the time, like, everybody, if we would just be more like Jesus instead of preaching, maybe preaching isn't your thing, but like if you could just be the characteristics of Christ, everyone is drawn to Christ-like attributes, you know? And so just being his hands and feet here on earth, just, you know, being the good in the world, positive, inspirational, and showing that he really exists. If we could lead with love, and we hope that this message fills your heart with love when you leave, that you're just super warm and like, man, inspired to be like, I really am inspired to do something, one, with yourself, two, because if you do it with yourself, you're going to inspire the world through what you do, right? So really finding the God-given purposes in each and every one of us, and then to grow in confidence to then share that with the world, and that will make the world a better place. That'll make us all multiply.
And you do that so well. Okay, I have to ask you, because I talked to Jake and Chris today. We were in the booth and they were getting ready to show. We saw a preview and we started crying already. I'm like, okay. So is there a scene in this movie that makes you cry? Or is there a favorite scene, or is there something, if people watch it, you're like, that was mine. I love that.
Yeah,
probably many,
there are many. But there's a line in the film that I really, really love. And he says, yes, we've been shot at. Yes, we've been jailed. Yes, we've been mortared, like just attacked and all these things, he says. And then he says, and if you haven't and you've been out there preaching the gospel, then the devil's probably pretty happy with what you're doing. You're not affecting anything, you know? And so it's just so true that with, you know, there's an adversity that's always out and about, right? And so when you're trying to do something good in the world, there's always something negative trying to come back at you. But the beauty is, we've already won, right? Like, just to stay positive, stay working through all the hardship that's in life and all the negative things that are coming towards you, to just, you know, stay encouraged, stay positive. And that's been bringing this to market. I mean, we have, oh my gosh, the stories we say all the time. We should be recording this, you know?
That's the miracle of how you gave and got it made, and how you got it to.
Yes.
That's how God works, though, isn't it?
It is.
It's such a great time for it. And Reinhard Bonnke, real quick, a lot of people don't even know who he is or was. I'm old school, so I do know, but I grew up with a generation who loved him and watched him do amazing hand wave the miracles kind of thing. But his influences on this film.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 50 years in the making, we say. It's his story. It's, you know, Daniel is his predecessor of this whole legacy. He exuded love. I mean, Reinhard was love. It was just amazing to be in his presence and what God spoke to him, and then his faithfulness to go about and just witness and be the gospel to Africa in particularly, which is so my heart as well. Done a lot of nonprofit work there as well. But just his faithfulness to the Lord, and you will see that all through this film. You will see his heart. And I mean, I think if you don't know who he is, most people know Billy Graham on this side of the world, right? If you go to Africa and you say Reinhard, it's like saying the president of Africa. It's like saying the president of the United States. I mean, it's huge. And so he's won maybe more souls to Christ than any man that's ever lived. And for that, man, that's a pretty big crown to say.
And you're carrying on his heritage with this film, with Multiplied.
And he's not even here. This is the cool part. He's not even here year, and his message will still be saving people, and that's the beauty about media. That's the beauty about what we do,
isn't it?
You know,
Yeah.
and so
For
it's so great.
and teaching that younger generation.
Yeah,
who
yeah,
he
yeah.
was and what he was about.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, Holly.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see
Thanks,
this.
guys.
And thank you so much. And girl, you go, girl. Let's talk about your other movie too, okay? Some other. You got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm a hugger.
Let's hug, and then let's do the red. Who else is coming down the red carpet? Let's take a look. So, what was the desire in your heart to direct this film and do this documentary?
So it all started really with the passing of Billy Graham. When Billy Graham passed away, it affected me deeply because of his just incredible life. And then a year later, the passing of evangelist Reinhard Bonnke. And I thought to myself, what does the future of evangelism look like with these giants of the faith now gone? And what I discovered is it's no longer about a select few famous evangelists, but about thousands, tens of thousands, preaching the gospel, being multiplied all over the world. And that's really what the core of Multiplied is about. It's about the average person preaching the most important message that there is, the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And that's the core of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's exciting. So in the movie, the documentary, what we're seeing is going to these different events, these different crusades, and you see miracles. What do you see?
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of that. I mean, the movie starts off in Brazil, where it was 3 sold-out stadiums, faster in the history of Brazil ever. And so the stadium was sold out in 5.5 hours, faster than Coldplay, U2. And they said, guys, you don't realize, but this is full. Booked another stadium. It filled within about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Booked a third stadium, and it was all 24 and under, just about Gen Z, radically responding to these calls to the gospel. And you see things in that where when we were filming that, you were watching the whole crowd just jumping simultaneously, 80,000 plus, you know.
Gen Z.
You go on an adventure. That's what I tell people. It's not your normal documentary where it's just kind of boring, and you know, this is adventure at the highest level.
Oh yeah, it's highly entertaining. It's been described as dangerous. You'll probably laugh. I'm very sarcastic, so a lot of sarcastic stuff in there. Very fast-paced too. So if you have a short attention span like me, you'll love it.
Okay, with all the adventures and all the things you did, what was one of your favorites? Like, what's something that stood out? You're like, wow, that. I mean, there's got to be several that impacted you. People being healed, all the things. But what was something, maybe one or two, that really got you?
Yeah, I would say when we were in Nigeria and we ended up at a 400,000 person gospel event when evangelist Daniel Kolenda gave the altar call for people to give their life to Christ, and I just saw like tens of thousands of hands come in the air and all these decision cards going into the crowd and people getting plugged into local churches right then and there. It's insane. Literally, like the world is actually changing like in that moment.
Yep.
And what I figured out is that Jesus truly is in the saving business, and business is booming right now.
Yep.
So where are people going to be able to see it, and for a limited time, but then after, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, so I mean, right now you can watch it in theaters, which is May 20th and 21st,
That's right.
and if it may run longer as well, and we may have some more run time. And then the hopes is down the road is we will have it on platforms that you can stream, obviously, but we're going to wait and see how long we can run in theaters.
Okay, with me is Tony Sands of Believe Entertainment. Okay, what is Believe Entertainment? Explain to people.
Yes, absolutely. So Believe Entertainment is the group that actually brought you things. They're co-creators of the film God's Not Dead 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yes, also
I've worked on that.
part of the team behind What If and Do You Believe.
Yes.
But more recently, also the directors, creators, overall producers of Unplanned and Nefarious.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is they just said going to a TV show.
It is indeed, yes.
Exciting,
So expect a sequel to that to come out very soon.
Wow.
Yeah, yes.
So this is great. So it'll be on TV.
Yes, and also TV, your streaming services, and also we like to say that we are launching our own platform. So Believe Plus will be coming out, and really it's just going to be a home for people to come and watch good entertainment without an agenda.
Believe Plus, okay, for Believe Entertainment.
Yes,
okay,
exactly
we'll
right.
Be watching for that.
Yes,
this
please.
Is exciting. How
yes.
can people find Believe Entertainment?
Believe Entertainment can be found actually on our website, so that's actually on BelieveEntertainment.com or BelievePlus.com. Also, in addition, look for the film Nefarious, the film, and it'll point you to all the right directions to how to find more of our content.
So you're not with PureFlix.
We are not.
It's with because there was a difference in Believe God's Not Dead.
That's right. And so we have great partners with PureFlix. PureFlix were the actual producers of God's Not Dead Dead 1 and 2, and Chuck and Carrie were part of they were the writing team.
The writers.
Exactly right. But then from there they spun off to create more good content for the kingdom.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes, everyone understands. Exactly right. So don't be confused, folks.
Okay, have you seen Multiplied?
So I met these guys when they kicked off the entire project, and they had this crazy idea of how to make this thing happen.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, you guys might be insane, but you also be inspired by the Holy Spirit. And sure enough, lo and behold, it's all come together. This is incredible.
Well, if you know who Reinhard Bonnke is, you know it's going to be inspiring.
It's going to be amazing.
And it's going to introduce a whole new generation to him, too, who don't know him.
Right, exactly right. And I think actually you have to get people to understand that when you're led by the Spirit, you can kind of do anything.
Oh, he did, too. It's an amazing story.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, exciting to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you, too.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Talking to you in the future.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Well, Nefarious is the film that came out, you guys, and what else is going on? You have so many things I know.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. We're going to turn Nefarious into a TV show.
Wow.
We're very excited about that. We have another one called The Last Patriot, which is going to light the world on fire.
Oh, yeah.
The Last Patriot?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds good.
It's a Texas film, too, so it's going to be in Texas. We're going to shoot it in Texas.
Wow.
We're opening a studio. We got our distribution company rolling. I mean, I will tell you, God has been amazing. He told us to come to Texas. Now I know why.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that you're here, because
I've been telling you for a while you should come here. I was like, yeah, you still have to come out to Capernaum. I heard you did go to Capernaum.
Yeah, we went to Capernaum, but yeah, it was great. I mean, everything about Texas we love.
Oh, yes. Okay, so a TV show's coming out. Is that this year, next year?
Whenever it's done, and we go into motion. It's going to be. We're not sure if we're going to do 8 or 10 episodes, but that will affect it, obviously. So, but we have other things rolling as well. So, it's timing, like everything else.
Is real quickly, Multiplied. Amber and Jake are my dear friends, so I know Amber. Excited about this project. A lot of people don't even know who Reinhard Bonnke is, but we do, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely amazing on every level.
He's one of those world-changing guys.
And I'm so excited for this film to introduce him to people, and especially a younger generation who doesn't know.
Right.
You can see the miracles that happen. It's exciting.
Yes.
Legacy.
Okay, guys, love you. Thank you.
Love you too.
Look forward to see you guys.
Thank you for bringing us to Texas.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad both of you guys are here. Okay, Jake, introduce your lovely wife.
Well, this is my incredible better half. I'd like to always say it. This is Sarah Friel's my wife, so yeah.
Is this exciting for you?
For sure. I'm super excited what the Lord's going to do, and I'm honestly anticipating a revival to follow. So.
Now, did you get to go on location when they went on location to film any of these?
Oh, no, but I got to watch some of the live streams and just listen to the sound. There was like a sound of just hearts crying and burning for the Lord. And I was just like weeping in my floor in Texas, not even there. And it's just like, because you know what's happening. You know it's happening because it's something that only the Lord, it's a sound of like the cry of his people longing for him.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And have you seen the movie then?
I have not.
Yeah, she's seen bits and pieces of it,
but
nobody.
The premiere tonight, literally the premiere.
Yeah.
Wow.
We like to keep it a secret for everybody,
Apparently. Even your own wife. Oh my
gosh. People were asking me, I was like, was I supposed to?
Yeah.
Robbed.
Well, sometimes wives get to see it ahead of time, but I guess not. Yeah. But that is great. Well, this is exciting because I was going to ask you if there was a favorite scene or something that walked away with, because sometimes when you see a movie you walk away, there's several things that impact you. And with Reinhard Bonnke and what they're doing, these things, I'm sure there's several moments like that.
Yeah.
But did I get an earlier favorite from you? Because I think Chris gave me one.
Yeah, I don't for me, I mean, I think in the film, there's a couple favorite moments, but I think when we first arrive to the stadium, and there's a moment where Chris talks about we're walking under the stadium and you can hear the crowd rumbling as you're walking under the stadium, and it was truly that. I mean, 80,000 people screaming and hollering and praising Jesus, and we're just walking under the stadium, and then it's just like, man, what are we about to see? And it was that for 10 hours. It did not stop, and it was unbelievable. And what we experienced, I truly have never experienced before in that way. And I've been a part of stadium events for the last 20 years, so this isn't new for me. This was truly historic.
Oh, okay. And we're going to get to see that coming up soon. Well, congratulations. I'm so pleasure to meet you. Thank you. Nice to meet you. And I look forward to seeing the movie, and we'll see you after.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
And then I want to ask you what your favorite scene was.
Yeah. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Girl, on the carpet, okay?
Oh, I'm on the carpet, girl. You're on the carpet too, girl. In that gold sparkly shirt. We are on the carpet.
We're on the carpet now. Okay, so what do you influence, Lacey? What do you influence? You influence who and what and why?
Well, my goal is to influence people to love Jesus. The way I do it is I do comedy. So I make people laugh. I
love that.
I come up with skits.
I love that.
It's a fun and unique way. People think that like Jesus wasn't funny, but he was like literally the funniest person.
Jesus had a sense of humor.
He had a sense of humor. He was a little he was a little sarcastic sometimes too. So I love reading the Gospels whenever you see Jesus talk. I'm like, period, king.
Yes.
So I do comedy skits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Comedy skits like Nate Bargatze is one of my favorites. So
Okay.
He talks about, do you know him?
Yeah.
About real life, real thing, make fun of himself. Do you do that kind of thing, or do you do skits about what?
So I have a character. Her name's Jezzy Beth, and it's short for Jezebel Bathsheba.
Okay.
And she's a women's Christian conference speaker.
Okay.
And so she speaks in these like tweetable one-liners that are not theologically sound at all.
Okay.
Okay. She's kind of a little cuckoo, and I really just poke fun at myself because that's who I used to be.
Okay.
Was just speaking these one-liners, and then I realized, oh, you can just be like authentically myself and share the gospel. So I like to make fun of myself, and I think it's a really fun way to like people. I think people forget that you can like have a sense of humor and go to church at the same time. Like you can love Jesus and be funny. Period. That was perfect. Put that in the clip. I love that. That was cute.
Where can people find you? Where can they find you be
I'm on TikTok and Instagram at Abercrombie Lacey.
Abercrombie Lacey.
Yeah.
Okay. How many followers do you have? 3? No,
listen, Jesus only had 12. Okay. Period.
That's a great answer.
A lot, but yeah.
Well, this is good. And are you seriously? Are you catching on with like younger Gen Z or kids, or
my whole like
or women moms?
Well, I also travel. I speak and I teach the Bible too. So I love the youth.
Yeah.
So I love the students. Student ministry is like my favorite thing in the entire world. So I have a lot of students that are audience, but young adults, Gen Z is like a huge place for me because all of them are falling away from the church. So I'm trying to bring them back.
Yes.
With a little laughter.
Yes. Okay, good. That's good. I like that. All right.
Thank you.
Well, we'll be looking for you.
Thank you.
Do you have any special or anything else coming out soon? Or
No.
Isaac, we have to have her on.
Yeah, Isaac, we have to have me on the show.
And let's look at her comedy.
Yeah, look at the comedy, laugh a little.
Be funny.
And don't tell me if you don't laugh.
Love you, girl. Have
Nice
a good
to
time
meet
tonight.
you.
Nice
What was
to
your
meet
name
you.
again?
Holly McClure.
Holly
with
McClure.
Faith on Film.
Okay, Faith on Film.
Yeah, it's good that she
Holly,
knows who I am since we just interviewed. But no,
you are so lovely.
Thank you. And are you excited to see this tonight?
I can't wait. I literally can't wait. I'm ready to go right now.
Because they said the Gen Z generation was excited about this. So that's your generation.
Oh, those are my people.
You may have to have some new one-liners about this.
Okay, all right.
The thing is, I'm so old school. I remember Reinhard Bonnke when he was my sister was in South Africa with Kim Clement in the 80s and 90s. And so Reinhard is like, Billy Graham over there and stuff. So it's exciting to see this movie.
Yeah.
And hear what you're doing. Was it exciting for you to go to these, talk about this and what it's about? When people see this movie, what are they going to see?
Well, really what they're going to see, I believe, is the beginning of a movement that's taking place. And you mentioned Reinhard Bonnke, and, there's guys like Billy Graham that have been these evangelists that God has used on big platforms around the world. I believe we're entering a new season when God is raising up thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people that are going to preach the gospel with that kind of unction and power and anointing all over the world. So it's exciting to be a part of the very beginnings of this.
Okay, how did you get connected with Reinhard Bonnke? How did you just follow his ministry? Tell your story.
Well, it's a really long story, but the short version is that, the very short version is that I actually was Reinhard Bonnke's assistant many moons ago, and in 2008 he actually handed the ministry over to me, and I became his successor. I was actually almost Chris Worthington, the guy that produced this film. I was about his age, actually 2 years older than him, and so we worked side by side until he passed away in 2019, and then we've seen the ministry just continue to go on, and the next generation is got the baton firmly in grasp, and we're running towards the finish line.
Yes, you are. And boy, are we in the finish line or what?
I think we are.
Corner. I mean, we feel like we are. From Multiply, who should see this and why? Why is this an important film?
I think everybody should see it. Okay. But it's very important, again, because I believe that God is not just going to use this movie to, it's not just going to be entertaining, but he's going to use it to draw people and to call people and to speak to people. And, the reality is that we all have a part to play in this harvest. Some people are going to be sent. Some people are going to be the senders. Some people are going to be praying. I believe that no matter what your role is, God wants to use this to stir mature you and prepare you for that next step.
And Jake said, and Chris said, when I interviewed them earlier, there's a whole younger generation, Gen Zs, and they were just so excited in these events that you had, thousands and thousands of them.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a whole stirring with this younger generation. So really, if people could get this on college campuses, parents get it for their kids, this is who needs to see this film.
Yeah, and I mean, think about it. The guy that made this film is Gen Z. So it's a whole new generation that they've grown up with media and social media their whole lives. This is how they think, and I think God is going to use them. I mean, the Bible says that the gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all nations. Yes. That wasn't possible really until this generation, but we're going to see it happen.
Okay, have you seen the movie? You have.
I've seen previews of it. Yes.
Okay. Well, speaking as a person who made the movie and was there, is there any one event or any one thing that you were like, wow? I mean, it wowed you, like a miracle or something that happened that people can look for in the film, and you may not know everything that's in there if you haven't seen it, but just to go, oh, he liked that, or that was amazing, or that was one of those things he remembered.
Well, I mean, to be honest, for me, the storyline that Chris was able to capture, where he caught sort of what was happening in Africa, and then it went to the point where it was multiplying and going around the world. I only usually get to see one part of that. I'm in Africa, or I'm doing the training. I don't get to go with these guys to chop like they did in the chop zone, when that whole thing happened. And I don't get to see that stuff. So for me, it was very, very satisfying to see kind of the way that the process plays out on the field. People are going to love this.
And then what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The Chosen, I love the fact that The Chosen has been on now, CW and streaming, and what they've made very real to people is how Jesus healed people.
Yeah.
And it's been done very realistically and very, not super yelling or screaming, but sometimes just speaking or touching. And so I love the fact that this film will show people being healed, and maybe it won't be so weird to people. It'll be like, oh yeah, that's like what we saw on the show. You know what I mean? It's becoming more and more familiar to see that and want it and experience it.
Yeah, healing is really not a weird thing. I think I also, when I was younger, I had these ideas of it being like something out of a Disney movie, but it really is not. It's sometimes so easy and simple that the hardest thing to believe is that it wasn't more dramatic.
Yes.
And yet it's Jesus doing what he does every single day.
Yes. My son was literally healed at 3 a.m. 12 years ago in the morning of stage 4 melanoma cancer.
Wow.
It was in his lungs and in his sacrum bone. And he was 3 days, he woke up at 3 in the morning and he said, Lord, just take me. I can't bear the pain. He was on morphine. He couldn't bear the pain. And he was listening to Kim Walker and he was listening to her exaltations. And as he was speaking it and praying it, a warm rush went up and down his body. And
Praise
he was
God.
100% healed of melanoma. The lungs were cleared, bone grown back together. The doctor even said it's a miracle. And so he's been out, ever since and goes to young people. So I've seen it in my own family and I've seen it in my own life, and it is exciting to see.
That is amazing.
This film, and I know how many of you have seen and done, and it just it never gets old.
Never gets old.
Never gets old. Yeah. Well, we're excited to see the film and excited beyond it to get it to stream or somewhere we can get it on Netflix, get it on Amazon, get it out there where people can see it.
Yeah. I'm excited too.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
God bless you in everything you're doing.
Thank you again.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Holly, I hope we get to do this again for another movie.
It was fun.
It was
so much. It's fun being with you guys and showing you behind the scenes and getting to do the interviews. And plus, these are all Christians. Being in this environment is so much of a fun atmosphere. It's a different atmosphere, and it's been a blast.
Who would have thought Christians in a theater? When I grew up, I wasn't even allowed to go movies.
I know. And now you're on the black carpet.
And now I'm on the black carpet. It's truly amazing, I tell you.
Truly amazing.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, it's been great. It's been fun. I hope we get to do a lot more of these.
And an amazing movie.
Yes.
You have to see Multiplied.
Yes.
It's going to be out the end of May. We give all the details. And listen, go to our website.
Yes.
And let us know that you saw this. And on our Facebook and social media, we thank you so much. And thank you, Bob Higley, for being our cameraman.
Yes.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Faith on Film TV. Also, go to our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications on our latest Faith on Film shows.